This tutorial will show you how to use AI to generate a thematic ETF, or exchange-traded fund, and backtest its performance against the S&P 500. For instance, here I'm going to ask the AI to identify the top space exploration companies and choose a look-back window of 12 months. After a few seconds, the AI has identified the top companies, created a conceptual ETF that combines them together, and simulated how it would have performed in comparison to the S&P 500 index. Of course, this isn't a tradable ETF, but what it does give you is a quick way to explore niche or even ultra-niche ideas, anything from pet food suppliers to online gambling, and see how that basket would have stacked up against a broad index. But you do need to be mindful of the look-ahead bias baked into this backtest. We're selecting today's winners and rewinding the clock, so the results are inevitably optimistic. Nevertheless, by capping the look-back window to 1 year, we keep the bias on a shorter leash, and the exercise is still useful for spotting subsector momentum and surfacing tickers you might never have considered. So just to reiterate again, this is not financial or investment advice, but just for research and educational purposes only. The AI tech stack we'll be using for this dashboard is incredibly simple. We'll be using Perplexity Sonar Pro to use AI-powered web search for identifying the requested niche stocks. I'm choosing Perplexity over OpenAI because the cost of their online search model is magnitudes cheaper. At the time of filming, a low-context web search with Perplexity Sonar Pro is $6 per 1,000 searches, while for OpenAI's GPT-4o, it's $30 per 1,000 searches. But to call the Perplexity Sonar model into our backtest analysis, we'll still be using the OpenAI Python library, but swap in the Perplexity API. So all you'll need is a Perplexity Sonar API key. I've linked to instructions to get one in the video description below. For the user interface, we'll create a dashboard using the Streamlit Python library. If you're new to Streamlit, I've also linked to a bunch of beginner tutorials in the video description. But I think you'll find the syntax for creating the Streamlit dashboard in this tutorial to be very intuitive. For data handling and preparation, we'll be using pandas. And for pulling in financial data, we'll use the pandas data reader library to pull in free daily stock price data from Stooq. Stooq is a good resource in case you want an alternative to the Y Finance Python library. Check the video description below for why it might be preferable in many cases. So to start, we'll set up a specialized virtual or Conda environment and use pip to install the following libraries: OpenAI, Streamlit, Pandas, and Pandas Data Reader. Now move over to your preferred code editor, and we'll import those libraries, or just a specific module in the case of Pandas Data Reader, as well as the built-in OS, RE, and JSON libraries. Next, we add a short configuration block. It looks for your Perplexity API key using the OS_get_environment function if you've declared it in your terminal environment, and second in Streamlit's secret store. If the key isn't found, the app stops and shows a reminder. When the key is present, we pass it, along with the Perplexity base URL, into the OpenAI client constructor, so every call will be routed to the Perplexity API. We now will create the two overarching functions of this dashboard. First, sending an API call to Perplexity Sonar with our thematic stock request. And second, pulling the closing stock price history of the return stock tickers. Here, we run the API request, taking in a string such as space exploration, as well as the n number of stocks that should be returned. I've created a prompt here that you can customize. It first gives a schematic of a requested JSON structured output, which will be necessary for doing the later stock history pull. It then requests a list of stocks for companies whose main business fits the user-specified theme. The prompt is then fed into client chat completions create, where we also specify the model. This additional syntax, starting with choices 0, is a way of grabbing just the raw text response of the model's output. We then wrap this raw text in a regular expression to grab only JSON bracketed output, and also the JSON loads function, which turns that text into a Python object. The function finally returns a list of dictionaries, each containing the ticker symbol and company name. Fetch Prices takes the tickers from Perplexity Sonar, as well as a user-specified look-back window. This next line then converts the window into a start date. The function now loops through each symbol. For every ticker, it asks the Stooq API for historical data, It then keeps only the close column, reverses it so earliest dates come first, and stores the series in a dictionary called prices that was created before the loop. Symbols that throw errors or lack a close field are silently skipped. That's what the try except is for. At the end, the dictionary is transformed into a single data frame whose columns are tickers and whose index is the date axis. Once the tickers get sent through this function, they're ready for additional calculations that we'll do directly in our user interface chunk of code. Now we switch from data preparation to the Streamlit interface. Everything inside with st.sidebar lives in the left panel. There's a text box for the ETF theme, a slider to choose the look-back window, a numeric field for how many stocks to include, and a Build ETF button that launches the workflow. When the button is clicked, we call getTickers with the current theme and count, turn the return list into uppercase ticker symbols, and feed those into fetch prices. If Stooq comes back empty, we show an error and halt. Otherwise, we generate two growth curves. First, we give every ticker for which we got data from Stooq an equal weight. We turn the price data frame into daily percentage returns, multiply each column by that weight, add the columns together, and compound the result. Second, we pull the S&P 500 closes from Stooq, flip them so earliest dates come first, align them to the ETF's date index. This is followed by forward filling any missing days, and divide by the first value so both series start at 1. The two curves are now on the same time axis and scale, ready for a head-to-head plot. The next line puts these ETF data series onto the dashboard using the native ST line chart. I also plot the tickers and company names that make up the thematic ETF. The download button allows the user to download the list of stocks for further analysis. And finally, this last line of code shows you how to add a caption to the dashboard display. We can now launch the dashboard, but first, if you made it this far through the tutorial, let me know by posting a short comment, even just an emoji. Go to a terminal or command prompt and paste the following code with your actual Perplexity Sonar API key. Then write Streamlit run, followed by the path and the Python file name. This will launch the Streamlit app and you're all set. Before you go deep into this dashboard, here are two additional things to remember. First, this is for idea discovery, not investment decisions. Production-grade backtests would anchor stocks at the start of the window, roll them forward, and account for delistings, dividends, and trading costs. This code does not do that. Second, the stocks you get are only as good as the descriptive details you provide. Give the AI a loose prompt, and it may give you large companies that dabble in about every industry. So make sure to be specific. Thanks for watching, and if you found this useful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Deep Charts channel for more AI and machine learning insights.